Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the first full moon of this year. Welcome to the wolf moon. The full moon in Leo on the 25th of January 2024. So what is a wolf moon, or why is it called the wolf moon? It was also called the serene moon or the quiet moon. It's the first full moon after Yule. And it's reminding us of the sense of peace, of stillness that is in the January month, and this winter time, the beginning of the Aquarius season, so to say. It is said to be the wolf moon because the natives believe that they could hear the wolves more in January than the rest of the year. It is a myth that wolves only owl to full moons, that it's just, pop culture, I think. But anyway, it gives us the connection to the importance that is our dark self and the darkness of the night and the stillness within that darkness and the quietude within that darkness. A full moon in Leo is here always to enhance the feelings that you have about who you are. When a full moon in Leo comes, you're very much aware of who you are. But this one comes with a twist. For finally, Pluto is conjunct the Sun. We have felt this conjunction for the first time with Saturn as well in 2020 upon the beginning of the pandemic. And all this, what this does is makes you feel very connected to your unconscious mind and your ultra-conscious mind. So all of them come in one. The Sun is your spirit, Pluto is your soul, and all of them suddenly are together. And in Aquarius, bringing a sense of authenticity to the person that you are, of uniqueness, it's a sort of calling from your spirit and your soul to say, who the hell are you? Why are you doing these things? Are you forgetting who you are? Are you forgetting how and what makes you feel alive? Why are you portraying a character to go out to the outside world when you can just be yourself? This is the feeling that Aquarius brings in us. And especially if conjunct to Pluto, the Sun, when this combustion happens, it just makes us realize how impotent we are to all the masks that we put on to go and live certain experiences. We are all bound to do that. It is normal. Like there is obviously a sense for resistance. I see this so much in spiritual communities, people saying, oh, it's your resistance, you can't, you're not ready to do this. Yeah, of course I'm not ready. My body is resisting it. My soul, my spirit is resisting it for a reason. I don't have enough background and enough foundation in my character to move on to such a deep emotional experience or mental experience. So resistance comes for this exact thing. A mask is none other than another form of resistance. We put on a mask to portray or to act in a certain experience or situation or environment because we don't know how to behave in that, and that is normal. Now, what's happening with the Sun being conjunct to Pluto is everything up in the sky, all these energies are telling you, okay, so acknowledge the fact that you have a certain characters lying around your shelves, you have a certain set of masks, and right now see that you may not need all of them right now. Become aware of that. Maybe you can put a bit of yourselfness in your life's experience. It doesn't have to be a faked connection and a portrayed or protocoled or rehearsed interaction all the time. This is what Sun conjunct Pluto makes us feel. Most of all, Aquarius is a sign that is split between Uranus and Saturn. And Saturn itself finds its epitome in here. It's the highest source of its power. So what happens is, when Saturn is in Capricorn, we control time. When Saturn is in Aquarius, we are very much aware that we control time. Not at all. We don't control time whatsoever. And that brings a sense of very strong frustration and impotence. It's like, I know what I want, I can see what I want. Aquarius is bringing me the capability of vision, of foreseeing my future, and understanding why I've gone through all the things that I've gone through, and I want to move forward towards this right now. But it's not here, and I can't do it. I can't move right now. I can't move to this goal, to this project, to this relationship that I wish and envision for myself before I develop a certain list of character traits. This is what Aquarius does for us. It brings out the sense of responsibility and sort of responsibilizing, another fake word that I like to throw in here, ourselves to become who we have to become to attain such goals and to achieve such thresholds in life. On this particular moon, in comparison to the previous one, remember that in the full moon in Cancer, we had Neptune squaring Mercury, and that is no more. So finally the fog is lifted. But it's so funny to see that I was speaking to my students this week, and they were like, Joe, the fog has lifted, but blimey, I am so confused right now. I just want to move forward, I want to say things, I want to do things, and it's like everything in my environment is like constricting me in a vest, telling me, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. And, well, that is true. And it is frustrating because we feel we have been on a standstill since November last on that new moon in Scorpio. But the truth is, we gotta. This is the time we face ourselves very deeply. We access our year very deeply. We understand what's truly important to us, the things that we truly want and need. And we're going to feel it very deeply in our souls, if not in our dreams or the constant visions and foresights we have throughout all day, or many people might call it imagination. Oh, I saw this thing. I was just, daydreaming. It's not daydreaming, it's true vision. But anyway, I'm being informed constantly now on the things that we want to do and that we have to do. It has to be a perfect marriage of what you want and what you need. What's in between, there's no point for it. So with that, what happens is all that fear comes to it, all that sense of doubt. So this frustration is necessary. Better have it now than in the future. This frustration is what's allowing you to see that if you want certain things, certain behaviors, certain rituals, certain habits must be in place for you to become that person. So I can give you a very close example. We all have that friend that's been wanting to lose weight for eternity. And they're always saying that this is the year, or this is the month, or tomorrow is the day. And as they start moving towards that path, what happens is they don't start any particular physical activity. They don't start any particular diet. They just have the desire or the want to go on about it. And they don't strategize. They don't see how the plan can be at fault. They don't see how they can fail. They don't account how they can counter the failure. They don't account for measuring every day a bit of success. So I've done all the 3 activities that I wanted to lose weight. So I moved a little bit my body, I controlled my diet, and I drank enough water. Okay, I've managed these 3 things, I'm successful. This was a successful day. And then we as friends sometimes say something about it, other times we don't, right? Because we just don't feel it's the right time to have that conversation, or clearly the person isn't ready, or they've been through a lot, whatever. Many of us decide not to say anything. But this example is to say that this is what we're going through right now, is this sense of there is a specific vision of what we are and what we want and where we should be. And for us to go there, we need to develop a certain character. Otherwise, there's no point in going. Otherwise, the road to try and getting there is going to become so much more frustrating. They will just quit after 2 days. It's just too much. We can't take it. So to sum up this conjunction of frustration and feeling of impotence and feeling that, most of all, our freedom is gone, I would like to say this. We do feel that the freedom is gone. We do feel frustrated. We do feel impotent. We do feel that we want to speed up time and get ahead of this because we feel like we've been, with a round aquarium inside our heads filled with fog, and that's been our lives in the past 2 months, and now we're kind of, okay, I'm done with it, I want to move on. But this is where we learn to take off some masks and understand that the masks were there because we thought we should do certain things. This is the time we learn that shoulds are not as important as we think. And the more we act from shoulds, the least happy we can be right now. Aquarius is all about truth seeking, in a sense. Aquarius is all about understanding that we are here to be ourselves and to act upon being ourselves. And in that sense, if we're not ourselves, what are we then? The energy you have to put to not reveal who you are, the energy you have to put not to say things how you want to say them, the energy you have to put in containing the natural expression of your body is so much that after 2 hours of being awake, you're already exhausted. So take this time, rest. Naps are very much required in this period, I feel. I've been feeling this calling personally. And remind yourself that it is okay to be feminine. It is okay to rest. It is okay to address femininity within you. What's helping this moon and this full moon in Leo is the fact that all our personal planets are in Capricorn. So this gives that sense of okayness in using our femininity and addressing our feminine side and saying that it is okay to rest, it is okay to, instead of act, prepare for battle. You can decide to go for all the battles you want, but you can also address the fact that you're underprepared, and that is okay. Your knives are not sharp, your shield is not ready, your spear is not pointy enough. You need to understand sometimes that, okay, taking a moment, taking a step back, or just staying put is as good as moving 10 steps ahead. And I know how hard it is. Doesn't our society tells us that we have to be in the move all the time and you have to be on the go, and taking a moment to, take a breather and really think about your life is so wrong. It really isn't. Again, just like I said on the previous new moon, you look at nature and you understand the power of stillness. Not doing anything requires a lot of work. But if not doing anything is remaining in your authenticity, that's all the energy you need to put in yourself. Because remaining unique and remaining yourself is all you're here to do. All of us, for that matter. With that, it means that Capricorn is here to guide you on this journey of feeling so frustrated, because the sense of gravitas that Capricorn has and the sense of rooting that exists in Capricorn actually allows us to perceive time with patience, to understand that is a timing for everything. And sometimes the timing is not when we want it, it's when life wants it. Another very interesting part of this moon is the fact that Lilith is at 12 degrees 43 in Virgo. This basically means that, well, first, Lilith herself is in a Virgo degree, so it's like a double Virgo here. And what it does is makes us feel very humble about the fact that we have to go on through this journey. Remind yourself that humility is a trait that is born in Virgo, and it's already a part of your character in Capricorn. So now you see, you have so much help from the sky to guide you through this moment. Be humble in admitting things to yourself. Many times, this whole role of shadow work and masks and this thing that I've been talking about from the past year and a half, I think, every time I do like small videos for my Telegram or my WhatsApp or my students, my clients, anything, I've been keep on talking constantly, almost obsessively about shadow work and dealing with your masks and becoming one with yourself and all that. And so many times we hear people say, especially in spiritual communities, like, you just have to accept, you just have to let go. And yeah, how the fuck do I do that anyway? Right? We don't really talk about it. So today, I would like to address that for you. The fact that we have a lot of fear or guilt or shame about something means that these emotions are first probably very to unconscious and very much trapped within ourselves. Which means that if it's unknown to ourselves, how the hell are we going to go out about in the world and face them with other people? Not going to happen. So the first thing you got to do is admit them as they are. This Lilith in Virgo is here to help you with that. You will see things in a very clarified manner. You will see things in a lot of precision. You will see things in a lot of detail. And the things you're seeing is actually how you feel about certain things. The admitting process, it's what leads to acceptance. But admitting things to yourself is not so easy. And I have a 5-step plan that I very much like to share with you. So first, you kind of admit it in your thoughts. You think about it. I'm ashamed that my bank account looks like this. Don't we all have this shame, kind of? We do. I'm guilty that I spent this money on this meal that's not so healthy and it goes against my new diet protocol, so to say. So first we admit it in our thoughts. Then, before we put it into words, we can write it down on a piece of paper until it's soothing to us. So first, admit to your mind as many times as you need until it's like, okay, there's no emotion associated to this. I'm neutral in this wavelength and these waves, this emotion is causing me, so it's okay. When you feel in that stage, you move to the next stage and you write it down. When you're okay with writing it down, you voice it out loud for yourself and you say, I'm ashamed of having only $20 in my bank account. And then you admit it to yourself in the mirror. And then probably a waterfall of tears will come out. That's all right. It's just the expression of emotion is supernatural. And after these 4 stages are done, you can then share this with a friend, a person you truly trust, a person you say, look, I gotta get this off my chest. I've never said this to anyone, but I feel that once I do, I'll be free. And then you do. And then your friend is like, you know what? I've been feeling the same because we're all under the same moon, my loves. So when we do share these feelings with others, we see and become the superpower that is Pluto. That is the power of vulnerability. By admitting things to ourselves, by admitting ourselves to others, we become vulnerable for this transformation, for this regeneration to take place. And we are very okay with letting go of the part of us that's keeping a secret on the fact that we have $20 in our bank account. It's fine. It's fine. At least it's not negative. At least you don't have $1 million in there and don't know what to do with it. Or just, spending it out in booze and drugs. There's no good or bad situation. There's no better, perfect, or there's no really any of this. It's just our minds playing it out. So the trick to get out of your masks, if you want and you feel it's the time, is to admit things to yourself. Dwell into this realm of vulnerability that Pluto entails, and you'll fly out like the eagle of Aquarius, easy breezy up in the sky, able to have that notion and that grasp and that vision to your life. And the moment you do it, the moment you admit this vulnerability, the moment you admit, okay, I can't control time, I can't fast speed things, I can just be right now and do as I wish and do as I need, and that is enough, you feel so free. Because ultimately, what's going on this full moon is that you're not going to feel free. And that is all right. None of us are. But this entrapment and this false feeling of not freedom is what will allow us to see that we're only seeing one gateway out of the 360 that we have in our existence. And with that, we'll realize that we're actually more free than we ever could imagine. So this is it for this full moon in Leo, the wolf moon, the first moon of 2024. This moon kind of sets the tone for the moon cycle that we're going to have throughout this year. So start with your right foot forward and remember to be gentle to yourself. And remember that feminine energy for that Mercury, Venus, Mars in Capri and that Lilith in Virgo is what's allowing that passage through yourself and what's allowing your energy to go easy breezy instead of just being a catastrophic hurricane. So in terms of preparing for the next moon, this, I think I kind of summed it up on this video with the idea that we have to do the tearing of our masks and the shedding of these skins that no longer belong to us, and accept that vulnerability is it's a way of life, and it's a superpower, even though it's so hard, because sometimes we're a bit proud. So with that, remind yourself that vulnerability might be harsh, but it's all you have right now. Because in the next moon, all the people that might help you in your future and all the people that are here to contribute to the place where you should be in society and in your life's mission are going to show up. So for that, be vulnerable and become one with yourself, because that might be the difference in between meeting the people at the right place at the right time and staying in their life, or meeting the right people in the right place at the right time, but you will not feel ready to be in that company. So for that, be brave, embrace vulnerability, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, stay light, stay golden.